What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another YouTube video on my channel. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about something known as the eighth world wonder, known as compound interest. And I want to go into detail about compound interest, how if a business owner is able to tap into compound interest, how it can not only change their business, but also it can change their lifestyle, their mental capacity, their mental state of mind, how they operate, how they manage relationships, and really how compound interest is not only just an idea that's really overlooked, it's something that society has moved away from, right? And so I want to define how compound interest works, especially for business, right? So you look at platforms like YouTube, Instagram, you also have all these social media platforms, right? When you first start out posting, making content on these platforms, you're not going to get a lot of engagement. You're not going to get a lot of likes at all. Hardly you're going to get any views, right? And you look at society who, when people operate on Instagram, they post pictures, they get that instant gratification with the amount of likes and comments they get from all their friends and family. And growing up in a generation heavily influenced by social media, right? At the age of like 10, I was watching all these YouTubers, spending all my time watching these YouTubers, watching all these people post content. And really, I got inflicted and I wanted to have something that was able to generate so many likes and all this stuff. So it really forced me to kind of crave that dopamine fix, that dopamine engagement, that dopamine, I would say, that reaction, right? Something that all of us subconsciously are programmed to crave and want. You look at other avenues, how dopamine affects almost everything we do in business, right? Also, taking a look at the business side, you look at dopamine when you make a sale, right? You get super happy, but you have to understand that the results aren't there yet, and you still have to deliver what you service to your clients. So we look at investors like you have Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos. They really stuck with the idea of compound interest. You look at Warren Buffett, his whole entire portfolio was done off of compound interest, invest in small companies, let them grow over time, and just let the compound interest take effect, the relationship of compound interest. And Albert Einstein even said the eighth wonder of the world is compound interest. And if this guy is saying that compound interest should be valued, it's not really taught in school, it's not really taught in society, right? You look at Bill Gates, Microsoft, right? When it first became Microsoft, it was slow at times, struggling to build the next computer, and was competing with all these big companies like IBM. Bill Gates stuck to what he knew best for his business and stuck with everybody that he really supported and favored the customer, right? And was able to grow Microsoft to one of the top companies in the world as of today. You look at Jeff Bezos, right? Amazon, there's a picture from like 2000 where Jeff Bezos is in his office, right? His little cubicle, and it's like on the board, hang up on the wall, it's like a spray painted word Amazon on it. And this guy's already a millionaire. Like a reporter, he's driving like an old Honda, driving it around, and then he looks to like the reporter, and the reporter asks, "Why are you driving this? You're worth over XXX of millions of dollars." He's like, "Yeah, I know," and he just like laughs it off, like, "Hey, I'm rich, but I'm still sticking to the things, the principles that I followed that really got me here." And you look at his Amazon now, right? Back in 2000, they were only selling books. Amazon now is a completely transformed industry and business, right? It's dominating the e-commerce market. It not only offers like one-day shipping, it offers quality products, and it's just that systematic approach he stuck with when in those times where he could have just easily just could have sold the company, could have done all this and just lived happily under that $1 million. But now he's a billionaire and he operating this large business. And how does that happen? How does that relate to? It's all about the idea of compound interest, starting from planting a seed right now and look at it a year from now, 2 years from now, 10 years from now. What is this thing going to grow into? And the one thing that many people fall off when they start a business, when they're trying to learn and they're trying to utilize compound interest, is that the way I look at it, you have to go into thinking that nothing's going to happen in the next day, the next month, the next year even, right? You have to change your mindset into long-term thinking, which is why business owners who don't have the right mindset can't get enough sales for their business. Because really, when it comes to business, it's really just you against you. It's yourself against yourself, your past self against your present self. It's How do I innovate and involve my mind to then invoke that change on my business to then get the right consumers, get more customers, and scale this business to the next level? And with compound interest, you look at, I'll give you an example right now. You look at reading a book, right? I hate like reading. I love reading, but I understand the long-term principle of that because I changed my mindset. Most people will look at reading like, oh, I hate it. I'd rather be doing video games or whatever. So initially, right, let's start off reading a book. You're gonna automatically just dip down, right? Because it's something, right? You don't, once you read a book, you don't start making more money, right? You read a book, you transfer, you learn the lessons in that book, and then transfer that into your lifestyle, and then your lifestyle slowly changes over time and just increases, right? So you look at a book, you read a book, goes down, and then it goes slowly up over time, and then time is horizontal, right? Time is infinite, but you have that, and you infinitely just go up. If you're able to follow the day-to-day actions over and over again, right? If you fall in love with the process of doing the small tests every single day, to then those things add up over time, over years, over months, over days, you know what I mean? And I reflect on my business where I'm at as an agency owner, right? Started my agency almost like, I would say 9 months ago, where I invested in a course, looked at it, didn't know what the hell I was doing, made a huge giant mess, right? And it's like, oh crap, I didn't stick to the things that were moving the needle for me back when I signed my first client. Got kind of too complacent. That's when I was like, I need to make a change in order to reach that next level where in the next year I want to make more than 6 figures a month or 6 figures a year. And so I look back at it, I reflect, and I made the jump to one-on-one mentorship where I spent like over a couple $1,000s per month, and that lit a fire under my butt to keep doing everything. It was like almost like accountability, right? It's like I need to do these small things because I'm paying this amount because I want to attract and build this business up, but I know it takes sacrifice at first, right? I must take like the dip first where nothing's really happening, but I keep doing it over and over again, and the results start coming in slowly but surely. They start coming in after month number 3, month number 4, after year 1, right? After year 1, you do something over and over again, it just adds up and it just blows up. It just expands, and it's something that society has really moved away from because our generation, right? I grew up with the internet, and then our generation gets the dopamine fix to then want to crave something, do those small actions that that provide something valuable for like a day, that good feeling, and then goes away and then just starts going downhill, right? You look at somebody that, let's say you eat fast food, it's going to taste like, everybody loves a burger. You're going to eat fast food, you eat the fries, you get that Coke, you drink that, it feels good, right? You feel enjoyment for that first day, but if you keep doing it over and over again, what happens, right? Your health declines, you start like your blood pressure goes up, your heart starts failing because you're eating all this processed food that doesn't have any effect yet, but if you do it over and over again, it has the negative health benefits, the negative, you feel the effects of doing your actions, right? So it's also the idea of cause and effect. So if you stick with something, right, you stick with one specific business, you stick with it every single day, you do the small things every single day, what happens? Your business grows because of the results you did 3 months ago, right? And I'm reading a solid book right now. It's called Fanatical Prospecting, and it's why most businesses fail to sell and get so many leads and revenue. It's because you need to have a system in place to give you consistent leads over and over again. And if you stick with it, right, not only are you getting like 8 to 10 meetings a day, but let's say your closing rate is 60%, you're gonna close like you're gonna bring 3 to 4 clients on your business by the end of the month, right? So let's say you have an extra 3 to 4 clients at the end of the month. How much revenue is that, right? If you're charging $2,500 for a service, that's you have like 4 people that you just brought on in a single month, and you close those people in like $2,500 deal. You're making 6 figures by the end of the year. So it's really just the idea of picking something, staying consistent with it, not really focus on the dopamine, not focus on the engagement, the likes, the comments. You're not valuing that. What you're valuing is what's happening to the business after I do these actions over and over again for the next year, the next 10 years, the next 20 years, right? Because planting that seed right now, not getting distracted, just being streamlined focused, that's the best way to start a business, best way to run a business, best way to incorporate and grow a business, right? Because entrepreneurship is what? Entrepreneurship is basically a reflection of yourself in the mirror, right? Because I look at it like this, like I'm not competing with all these other ad agency owners. I'm competing with myself, with my inner thoughts, my inner beliefs, and at the most of the time, it's us who are limiting ourselves. We continue to limit our ideas because we have doubts caused from some other place, right? If you're able to go to the root of the problem and fix your mindset, then sky's the limit, right? You obtain an idea of abundance, and if you do something consistently, you're not only are you growing the business day by day, but you're growing your confidence and your ability to do something, your ability to sell, your ability to be established entrepreneurship, right? Once you land a client, that confidence grows over and over again. It's like a feedback loop, right? A feedback loop that goes over and over again in circle, where not only are you doing positive results, but also once you have a business that's sustainable and brings positive revenue, then you can focus on what your lifestyle, your health. You have the freedom to focus on different components of your life using compound interest, right? And you take compound interest into your own lives, into like health, right? You understand the decisions you're making day by day, because as a human being, we make over 3,000 decisions every single day. And if we have the consciousness to understand what we're doing without even thinking, right? If we look at it and we realize and we become self-aware of, if I do this action right now, it's not going to affect me today, but it's going to affect me next week. It's going to affect me next month. It may affect me like 30 years from now, right? You look at people who smoke cigarettes, right? They understand that doing what they're doing right now, they're going to live a shorter life. So then why do they do it? Because they crave that dopamine fix, that dopamine. That's why it's hard for addicts to stop what they're doing, because it's that dopamine, it's that trap in the brain, because you're misfiring the brain, and it's I would say the deepness that makes you want to crave certain things, right? It's why like our brain's not fully developed yet, right? It doesn't get developed until like age 25. So if we're doing like if people are smoking cigarettes at like 17, 16, your brain's still developing, and it just transforms into that. It's hard to stop the urge because you've been doing it for so long, and then you look at it 30 years from now, you might have lung problems, you might be susceptible to cancer, you might be having all these health issues because of what you did in your teenage years, right? But the great thing about compound interest is that we can use it for our own benefit, for our own selves. And taking the time to plant a seed right now in 2021, you look at the year 2022, how much have you grown? Because you stuck with something, you've been consistent with it, and you're following it day by day by day, not focused on the results right now, but you understand that this is something that's going to make me wealth a year from now, 2 years from now, 10 years from now. When I'm like 50 or 60, I have all this accumulated wealth, not only from one specific business, but also different parts of my life, because I planted the seed so early, right? And it's never too late to plant that seed. That's what I'm saying, because compound interest over time is infinite, and your seed is compounding again and again and again and again, and that's why it's so deadly. But not enough people know about it, and not enough people stick with it, right? Because for whatever reason, people just get complacent. Maybe they get distracted, something happens with their life, and then they just get distracted from it. In life, there's always this uphill battle of, how do I overcome this? We're constantly facing problems, no matter what in life, right? You have family issues, you have business issues, business expenses, something's not working. Taking the emotion out of it, thinking logically, like every problem has a solution. How do I go about it? How do I solve it? That's the best thing you can do for not only a business owner, but in life in general, right? Taking that emotion out of it and just thinking logically. And I see not enough people understanding that compound interest is our decision to implement day by day, right? It's being so self-aware that we look at an issue and we remove emotion out of it for us to think clearer, think smarter, think faster, think more efficiently, right? And it's definitely something we need to implement as a whole, as a society, right? At times, right, I suggest just putting your phone away and just start working on your business, and just that level-headed focus and understanding that what I'm doing today is not going to make me money tomorrow. It's not going to make me money next week. It might not even make me money next year. But 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 4 years from now, I'm going to do this consistently. And think about how much I'll grow as a business owner, as an entrepreneur. Think about my confidence, right? I'll have the ability to sell more products to more clients. I'm building this pipeline right now. I'm building this system. So then if something bad happens, I still have a sustainable, efficient system that keeps getting me meetings every single week. And then you adopt the idea of abundance, where I bring on, let's say I have 20 meetings every single month and I close 10 clients, then it's like wealth is, well, I don't even care about money anymore because I close so many deals and I have this process in place to where I can now expand my horizon and focus on different components and sectors of my life. So that's my whole tidbit of going in depth about the compound interest and how being aware of the decisions you make. Doing this quick outro real quick because my camera just shut off midway through while I was ending the video, but I'm gonna end this in a way where if you're able to be so self-aware that the decisions you make today affect the outcomes a year from now, next year, 2 years from now, you have the ability to change your lifestyle in any way possible that you want to manifest it to by following compound interest and the rule of compound interest. So I advise everybody that watches this video, follow and become self-aware of the decisions you make today, because it will affect how you live a year from now, 10 years from now, even your future, where when you want to start a family, it affects how the way your family lives, right? So just becoming self-aware and being programming your subconscious mind of thinking to transform your brain, you can become the next Bill Gates, you become the next Jay Bezos, you can become the next successful entrepreneur by doing everything, planting a seed today, and how planning that right now can affect your outcome when you're trying to do something 10 years from now. So keep that in mind, guys. I'll be posting more content soon, and just make sure if you enjoy this post, comment, like it, share it with anybody that you know wants to become an entrepreneur. And if you want to change your life, move away from not going to college. If you don't want to go to college, you don't want to work a 9 to 5, but you want to be your own businessman. You want to, if you own your own business, I help e-com business brands scale to the next level. I do all of that. I don't offer consulting yet, but I help established business owners. I help them scale to the next level. So if you're interested in if you want to become an entrepreneur, just subscribe to my channel. If you want to take your business to the next level, I'll have a calendar down below, and you can book a call with me, and I'll give you a consultation. And if you're a good fit, I'll make you an offer, and I'll help you scale to the next level. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video, and wish you all the best.